What's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Okay, I told you I had one late Lion video I was coming with, and apparently Patricia started cleaning house. A lot of people are disappearing off the team, coach rosterish, whatever you want to call it, off the website. Looking for an offensive coordinator. Heard they got rid of the special teams coordinator. And they said a lot of people are disappearing. So, actually, Patricia is now on the clock officially, not because he went 6-10, just because of that, but because he brought him some time and they retained certain staff members. You know what I'm saying? And if I ever was to go to coach somewhere, probably not, maybe high school or whatever. Let's just say hypothetically NFL. And you got a head coaching job. You put yourself in this position. You go to Detroit, man. I want my own staff in, man. I can go ahead and interview dudes and re-interview guys and see if they fit my philosophy. But him being forced to keep Jim Bob Cooter, to keep Matthew Stafford happy when there never was no results. Only when Jim Bob Cooter took over for a short period of time, they had some results. Outside of that, it ain't been that good. So at the end of the day, them basically forcing him to keep some staff members, it's what's saving his behind. That's the difference between him and Steve Wilkes. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Okay, I didn't want him to be one and done. I still want him to keep the job and see if he can get it done. I think the defense finished in total defense top 10 overall. I said it every week to week, from week to week. I seen the progression in the defense. I seen guys buying in defensively, learning more gap control, learning how to play their position. And now he's implemented a system defensively. Now, offensively, it's time for him to go ahead and reach some type of connection and get him an offensive coordinator that's going to fix Matthew Stafford. Because I said it from the beginning. The problem with Detroit has always been the offense and Stafford. It's never been – the defense had its problems, okay? Let's not act like they haven't. But at one point, Terrell Austin had that as a top 3 defense. The offense didn't hold this end of the bargain up. They had a Super Bowl caliber defense by this era standards. And if Stafford and them would have been able to put up, points and live up to reputation, shit, that team could have made a deep playoff run like they did in 91. But at the end of the day, now he get to pick his staff. Sound like he was handicapped to keep Jim Bob Cooter, and everybody that he letting go seemed like it was somebody that don't fit what they doing in Detroit. Okay, and that's what it is. Everybody they let go, is people, and you're gonna continue to see it and read about it. It's guys that didn't fit, so now he can implement his staff. And I think defensively, I don't want Pascaloni here. Okay, he's just too old to be there. Make him a defensive line coach or a defensive assistant or a quality controller or something like that. He just don't belong in the NFL. Even if Matt Patricia is the real coordinator, he needs to be trying to, build his own Belichick tree and trying to build up a defensive coordinator and tutor him so he can go on and have great jobs or whatever the situation may be. That should be the process. But once again, basically he getting the pass because he was forced to keep some coaches or some coaches was forced upon him. So now he can go out in the trenches and go out in the field instead of, enjoying mojitos and Moscato and drinking the Bud Light or something and enjoying the offseason, enjoying his free time for a second. Now he got to spend his offseason, interviewing and hiring coaches, which shouldn't be the case, but that's the same thing. That's the thing that might have saved his bacon. You know what I'm saying? That's the very thing that's probably saved his bacon, man. Let's keep it real. The thing that saved his bacon was that he was forced to keep Jim Bob Cooter and sound like some other coaches was forced upon him. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. If that's what's going to save him to be the difference between Steve Wilkes and him, then so be it. But I just want to know what's going to be the excuse next year. Okay? What's going to be the excuse next year? This and that. I don't know, man. This is critical. This is, get rich or die trying for real. This is get it right with the coaches or die trying, okay? Or get fired trying. Because there's no more excuses, man. It's funny that he started on the clock in year 2 when he should have been starting on the clock in year 1. He should be able to fire and hire whoever the hell he wanted to. And I don't understand. That just shows you, once again, just to really look at it with clarity, that he really didn't have any options outside of Detroit. He wasn't going to New York. No other teams was beating down Matt Patricia door but the Detroit Lions because Bob Quinn was his homeboy. That's an actual fact. Real talk. That's a big time actual fact. That just shows you that he came to Detroit to be handcuffed. Because that's exactly what he was. Handcuffed. He was handcuffed here. He was made to keep certain guys, just like I heard that Jim Caldwell was made to stick with Jim Bob Cooter. So a lot of these things go deeper than the coaches. Until somebody come in and actually able to run the show, then, you know, ain't nothing going to change. Unless the Force just give somebody complete reign and to spend the money how they want to spend the money and they buying in into really winning. You know what I'm saying? But they not buying into winning. Now we learning more things, you know, that us hardcore Lion fans already knew. And we already knew the fact that the Force is the #1 roadblock in this. You know, it's like this, man. Let me give you an analogy. It's like being able to be contracted to build a gas station, to build a building, okay? But the person that's funding it or the owner need the gas station or the building built, he only give you 60% of the tools that's needed to build the gas station or the building. That's the Fords. You know, 60% might be generous. Okay? That's what it is. You only get 60% or half of the tools you need to complete the job, and you expected to complete the job by, you know, going in your pocket and buying the rest of the cement and the cylinder blocks and all the beams and stuff to build the gas station, to build the building. That's what it's like to be in the Detroit Lions. You're not given full reign, okay, to do what you need to do. You're not given the tools you need to do to be successful for the job. You're given some of the tools and expect to work a miracle with bread and water. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's like. So everybody that want to get mad at Patricia, man, that's why people don't want to come to Detroit, because, you know, you ain't gonna get the complete support. You're not gonna get the complete funding. You're not gonna get the complete backing. They got ties to people based on relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's all personal. You know what I'm saying? Most of this shit sound personal. Keeping Stafford here sound personal. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is personal. It's because they like Stafford. That's why they gave Stafford the money. Because anybody that got some sanity, you know that Stafford hasn't done the job to be here for 10 years. You know? He hasn't done a good enough job to be here for 10 years. You know? And that's a fact. And ain't nobody else gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. He ain't did enough to be here 10 years. He ain't done enough to be here 10 years. You know, and that's real. And it's snowing outside for taking my dog outside. But he ain't did enough to be here 10 years. He ain't done enough to be here 10 years, but at the same time, ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it though. The Lions are, real talk, the Lions are really making this a personal thing. They like Jim Bob Cooter, you know what I'm saying? They like some of the coaches. That's why they stayed there. It was personal, because obviously the coaches and the coordinators that was forced to be there with Matt Patricia, and even the ones that he brought in to keep it real, it was, they had a personal connection. You know, it's like being in the good old boys club, like in the NFL or out in the free world. And most of the minorities know how it is out here in the free world. You know, you got to know somebody to get into American or Detroit Axle, whatever you want to call it. You got to know somebody to get into the big three sometimes, to really get in there and be permanent and not have to go through the temporary process. You got to know somebody to get in FedEx or something like that. You know, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And that's exactly what this shit is. This is a good old boy organization. If we like you, we're going to keep you no matter if you get the job done, if you don't get the job done. We're going to give you every opportunity to get it done. If you don't get it done, you know, then we're going to have to fire you. But that's going to be way down the line. We're going to give you every opportunity, because we got a fan base that's going to sit here and that's going to keep believing in us, no matter how frugal we is, or how many dumb decisions we keep giving Stafford and keep paying him, making him the highest paid quarterback. You know, we got a dumb fan base that's going to be behind us 24/7. So that's just how they rocking out, and that's just how they feel. It's a good old boy network. Real talk. It's a good old boy network. And I'm being honest truth, man. And that's what's wrong with them. And they ain't got to spend nothing to continue to make a believer. Detroit Lions fans going to continue to keep paying and go see the Lions and do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, y'all know what it is, man. Like I said, I'm outside with Miles. But we on Facebook, we on Twitter, we on Instagram. All the links in the description. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And you can reach out to me, email if you got a question, business inquiry, sponsorship, whatever the situation may be. You want to make a donation, that link's there.